So thank you everyone for joining our session today, along with Ingram Micro, our cloud distributor for the region. For people who don't know me, my name is Mohamed Farah, and I'm the regional sales engineer for Acronis, covering the entire Middle East. Today, we will be talking about Acronis Cyber Cloud, our cloud platform that most of you are aware of, either you're using it or not. So at the beginning, I would like to do a quick introduction about Acronis, especially for service providers who are not aware of Acronis or who don't know who is Acronis. So Acronis is not a new vendor in the market or a new player in the market at all. We've been innovating for the past 16 years. And for people who don't know Acronis, they are the creator and the pioneers of the image level backup. And when we talk about image level backup, a little bit of technical words over here, it's the backup of a complete machine, irrespective of the nature or the configuration of this machine. If it's a physical server, a virtual machine, a laptop, PC, a Mac. So Acronis is the pioneer in the image level backup. And the image level backup is about the operating system, the files and folders, and the application. And one of our unique feature of Acronis and one of our unique selling point for Acronis is the universal restore, the one highlighted in green. And universal restore is the ability or the capability to perform the any-to-any recovery. So today, if you have Acronis, you will be able to perform a physical to physical, physical to virtual, virtual to virtual across the different hypervisor, and virtual back to physical, and same as well to the cloud. So physical to cloud, virtual to cloud, cloud to cloud, and back and forth to the physical and virtual. So with Acronis, we do complete the entire cycle of migration from any to any device. And Acronis is very famous with innovation. We keep on innovating with every release of a product. And in 2017, we started adding security features into the product, like Acronis Active Protection, that we're going to talk more about it in the coming slides. It's a proactive defense from ransomware attack. Acronis Instant Restore or Instant Recovery, that is giving sort of a tier 1 disaster recovery for your customer at their own premise. Acronis Notary and Acronis Sign, a unique technology using blockchain to certify your backup, certify your files, making sure they are not being changed or tampered by third party. Acronis is a global leader in cyber protection, and we have 30 plus offices worldwide and customers in 150 countries. And at the moment, as we speak, we have 5,000 petabytes of data in Acronis data center and are being protected by our Acronis backup as a service. And some of our references in the Middle East, in oil and gas, government, and private sector, most of these customers are using Acronis backup to protect their workload. Now, a quick idea about our data centers across the globe. So we have data centers that are Acronis data centers. We have data centers along with Azure and Google across the globe. So we have 11 data centers for Acronis and 5 data centers across the globe with our partners or technology partners like Google and Microsoft Azure. Acronis, as the word or the digital word is based on security, Acronis platform and architecture is based around 5 vectors of security. We call them the SAPAs, where the S is standing for the safety of your data. So today, if you want to secure your data, the most easiest thing to do is to have another copy of your data. This is the first layer to secure your data, by having another copy of your data. And the A stands for accessibility, which is your right and the right of your customer to access their data anywhere, anytime, from any device. Privacy of your data. You need to make sure that who is accessing your data, from which device, at any point of time. Authenticity is a very key feature for your customers and for you as service provider to make sure that your data is still original, still unique, authentic. And security of the data is the security feature that prevent malware and, for example, ransomware from accessing your data and modifying your data. So if we take the first 2 vectors, which is the safety and accessibility, these 2 vectors falls under data protection. And this is what most of the backup solutions are offering in the market, a simple data protection. And if we talk about security, then we are talking about a complete field that we call a cyber security. So Acronis is mixing the data protection and the cybersecurity to give you a platform based on what we call cyber protection. So Our platform, our architecture is based on 5 vectors of security that will give you the cyber protection for you and for your customers. Moving forward and introducing the platform. So the platform that we're going to talk about today, the cloud platform, is Acronis Cyber Cloud. And what is this platform? So Acronis Cyber Cloud is a platform designed and tailored for service providers like you. So this platform is, or understand your language, and is a multi-tier, multi-tenant platform, meaning that you will be able to create and onboard unlimited number of customers under you as a service provider. And each tenant or customer is independent from the other. And this platform is offering you backup, or offering your customers backup, disaster recovery, protection from ransomware, file sync and share or collaboration, notarization that is using blockchain to certify your backup, e-signature, and of course, software-defined storage. And this platform, as we said, is multi-tier, multi-tenant, and offers multiple services. So you will be able to sell to your customers Acronis Backup Cloud, or the backup as a service. It is one of the services that's available in the platform. Acronis Disaster Recovery Cloud, or disaster recovery as a service. Acronis Files Cloud, or a service that will give you sync and share collaboration. So if you're familiar with Google Drive, with Dropbox, it's a similar yet more secured service. Acronis Notary Cloud, a solution to certify your backup using the blockchain technology to make sure, or certify your files and folders to make sure that your data is authentic. And Acronis Cyber Infrastructure, our main key component to build the platform and create the cloud storage for your customers. And more services are coming in the near future. Some of them are on the roadmap and will be available by the end of the year, like Total Protect. Acronis Total Protect is a complete protection service, from patching your operating system, identifying malwares and detect spywares and the viruses, plus using our anti-ransomware feature that is bundled within the product. With all these security features are coming in one agent. And this is a very unique architecture, and is very beneficial for you as a service provider, because you will have able to, or you will have the ability to cross-sell and or upsell to your customers multiple services. This entire platform as well supports white labeling. So you will be able to put your own logos, colors, email notification, and so on, and make the entire platform branded with your company. And at the same time, it has integration with third-party RMM and PSA tools like Autotask, Azure, Odin, Flask, Hostbill, and so on. And we have our open APIs as well to make sure you can access a single interface and provision creation, for example, of your customer virtual machines and one of these services, or all these services provided to your customers. Moving forward with the ease of use of and the powerful features of this platform. So this platform first is very easy to start. In few mouse clicks, you will be able to sign up via Ingram Micro. You can go on a trial mode. You can offer even trial. So no hardware investment, neither for you, neither for your customer. That's why it's called a service. So today, if I'm gonna sell Acronis Backup Cloud, which is the backup as a service to your customers will not need to invest on anything on-prem anymore. So goodbye to the old traditional way of, or legacy way of having a backup server, buying perpetual licenses, maybe having storage in place, tape library. So all this investment is gone. Acronis Backup Cloud, for example, or Acronis Data Cloud will provide a web interface. The customer can just download the agents and start performing the backups, or perform a disaster recovery or collaboration without the need to invest in anything on-prem at all. Easy to integrate. As I showed you in the previous slide, we have a lot of integration with RMM and PSA tools, and we have our open APIs in case you want to automate the creation of new customers and defining their quotas and onboarding new customers to the platform. Easy to upsell and cross-sell, because Acronis Cyber Cloud offers multiple services. And today you will be able to start with the backup, then upselling and adding the disaster recovery on top of it, then maybe open another service for your customer like sync and share collaboration, a notary, and more services in the future, making your customer sticky to you. And of course, avoid churn. The word churn means that the moment a service or a customer is contacting you as a service provider and asking to drop out. And this is one of the nightmare or the disaster for the service provider. They want to keep the customer as sticky as possible to them. Easy to manage. It's a very easy interface, very easy to use, doesn't need a lot of trainings, yet we do offer technical trainings and support training for you as a service provider every quarter. Easy to comply. The platform is very flexible, so in case you have some compliancy due to having data sovereignty or what we call data onshore or data offshore, I have to have my storage or my cloud storage inside the country. Acronis Cyber Cloud Platform is very flexible in terms of you choosing which storage do you want. So you will be able to go with our storage, you will be able to go with public or Uber clouds, they call them now, like Azure, Amazon, Google Cloud, or you can have your own storage in your own data center. So the platform is very flexible and is ready to accommodate any type of storage. And it's very easy for you to build your brand. So today, the platform, unlike other cloud services, is open for white labeling. So today you will be able to put your logos, colors, email notification, and leverage the powered by Acronis sign in order to make the entire platform branded by your company theme. Now, some of the examples that you will be able to use or maybe think of, especially for the attendees who are already selling Office 365, and the most important thing here is about bundling. So today, if you bundle, you are winning. If you sell a service by itself, the service will not be able to give you the benefit that you are thinking of. So some examples about bundling your product or your selling with our offering in Acronis Cyber Cloud. So first bundle example is add on to your core product. So for example, if you are selling desktops or you are selling, for example, Microsoft applications, maybe servers, maybe storage, Office 365, like most of you, 80% of you are selling Office 365, Azure VMs, Google Suite, you will be able to bundle cyber protection services along with your core products. Like you can offer backup along with it. You can offer backup and anti-ransomware, software-defined infrastructure. You can offer e-signature services, file notarization. You can offer disaster recovery, or maybe secure file sync and share. So these kind of examples that you can bundle with the core products and services that you are offering. Now, if you are only focusing on bundle with other services like cloud services, so you can propose Office 365 bundle. So bundling your Office 365 with a backup, and kind of it's a must. So your customer will buy Office 365 and it's a must for him to subscribe automatically to our service that is, of course, sold and provisioned by you. And the customer will be able to have Office 365 full suite plus a backup of the suite. And this is where you can do your margin, because if you were going to rely on Office 365 only to gain benefit from it, then I think it's going to be a hard mission for you to achieve. Or you can perform a desktop bundling. So with every desktop you buy, you will have an Acronis backup, or for example, your backup service, your ransomware protection, your anti-ransomware protection, your secure file sync and share. Or you can as well bundle with your server or instance or virtual machine offering. So for service providers who are already selling infrastructure as a service, so I am selling a virtual machine, for example, based on VMware technology or based on Microsoft Hyper-V technology or any other technology, virtual technology, you'll be able to bundle it as well with your backup based on Acronis technology, your ransomware protection that comes within the product, or maybe your disaster recovery. Or another third way of bundling is to sell the service solo by itself, or maybe cross-sell with another service of Acronis. So you can take a backup, a ransomware protection, maybe upsell and sell disaster recovery along with it, maybe add secure file sync and share, notarization, e-digital signature, or maybe software-defined infrastructure. So you will be able to create flexible bundling, as you can see here, but I would rather focus, because 80% of you are Office 365 and Microsoft CSP customers or providers. So I would rather focus on bundling Office 365 with the backup, and maybe in case the customer has as well some infrastructure, Azure VMs, instances on the cloud, any cloud, not necessarily only Azure, you will be able as well to bundle with the backup, the ransomware protection, secure file sync and share, and maybe disaster recovery. So this slide is very important for service provider who who are already selling Office 365 or maybe selling any other service, and they are struggling to increase their consumption. So your only possible way to increase consumption is to cross-sell or bundle. So what are the deployment model of this platform? So Acronis platform, as I said earlier, is a very flexible platform in terms of deployment. So Acronis platform is sold into 3 different deployment models that fits different service providers. The first model I'm going to talk about is Acronis hosted model. So Acronis platform is about 2 components, as you can see here on the drawing on the right side of the screen. And you see 2 components, then you have 2 clouds, 2 blue clouds in this example. And the cloud on the right side is our control panel. The beautiful interface is the easy to use interface, the intuitive interface. And on the left side, you have the storage. And you are the red box, the managed service provider. So you will be buying the service from Ingram Micro, our cloud distributor for the region, and you will be selling it to your customers. These customers might have their physical servers, cloud instances, virtual machines, mobile devices, application, Office 365, and so on. So can use this service to store their data on-prem, maybe, to store a copy on their own premises, or they can store data in the cloud, or they can perform replication to satisfy the 3-to-1 rule of the backup, or what we call the best practice of the backup is to have a copy on-prem and another copy on the cloud. So as you can see in this model, the 2 components, which is the control panel and the storage, are already hosted in Acronis data center, meaning that you as a service provider, you don't need to have a data center. And the data will be in one of our data center that you choose based on your preference from your location. And of course, based on latency. We can share the speed test, you can check the latency and choose your preferred data center from your location or from your country. And this, in this model, it's all about investment where there is none. When I say none, it means you don't need to invest on anything to have the service up and running. So by contacting Aziz, you will be onboarded. Aziz will have to do 2 mouse clicks and that's it. And you will be able to, or you will receive your credentials to authenticate and that's it. You will have the service up and running. And now it's the same thing applies on you as well. You will be able in 3 mouse clicks, to onboard a customer, as simple as it is, with kind of 0% initial investment. Now moving to the other model, and in this model is specially designed for service providers who are having some sort of regulation in their countries, abiding them from putting the data outside the territory of their country. For that, we have designed the hybrid model where the storage component, as you can see it now, it has become in red because it belongs to you as a service provider. You will be building your own storage in your own data center or maybe in public cloud like Azure, Amazon, OpenShift Stack, your own storage, IBM storage, Google Cloud Storage, and so on. However, our control panel is still hosted in our data center. So the control panel does not save any data. The control panel is only for reporting of the data. The data will be stored in the red cloud. So Amazon and increase your capacity on Azure or Amazon and so on. So same concept like the previous one. However, the component storage is in your control in your data center. Moving to the third model, what we call the SP hosted model. And in this model, the service provider will own or host both. So the service provider will be hosting the control panel and at the same time will be hosting the storage. Mainly, this model is designed for telcos and large service providers where they want to host everything in their data center. So they have the capacity, they have a ready data center that they will be able to host the both components, the control panel and the storage. 3 models work the same way. 3 models have this, all the features. It all depends on who is hosting which component. So as you can see, the 3 different deployment models were designed to satisfy almost all the service provider examples and limitations. Some don't have any limitation to store the data outside the country. Some of you, they have the data sovereignty issues, so they have to have and abide by the rule of having the data inside the country. Others wouldn't mind to invest and host the entire platform in their data center. So the entire platform is flexible in these terms. So this is an example over here. We have the storage, which is very flexible component in Acronis. So you can have it either on our data center, on Azure, or on Google. Or you can have it in a hybrid mode when you will be using your own subscription on Azure, Amazon, Google, Alibaba, IBM Cloud, and so on. Or a third option where you will have your own storage. It can be any storage like Dell EMC, it can be NetApp, IBM storage, Lenovo storage, any storage is supported. So these are the three flexible storage that you can use as a service provider in order to offer the term cloud storage to your customer. So you can use our data center, you can use our data center with Google and Azure, you can use your own Azure and Google subscription or AWS subscription, or you can use your own storage, which is bulk storage, maybe bunch of disks, or NetApp, EMC, Lenovo, name any brand, HP storage, and so on. So what are the key benefits for service providers? So today, you as a service provider, what is the benefit that you will be getting from this platform? So this platform delivers high margin and best selling solutions for you as a service provider. Why do we, or what do we mean by high margin? The beautiful thing about this platform is Acronis is not forcing you to sell on a certain MSRP price. So we don't tell you this is your selling price. We don't enforce anything on you. The good thing is that we tell you that it is your own company. And of course, you define your margin, you define the pricing, you create your own bundle. We can help you, we can advise, but we will not interfere. So it's your own company, you choose the way that you want to sell it, and you define your own margins. And the good thing about it is that it's offering multiple services. So today you are not only offering a backup solution, you are offering backup, you are offering a protection from ransomware, which is a security feature. It is a very important security feature now with all the threats like Petya, WannaCry, and other ransomware attacks. You will be offering disaster recovery as well, any-to-any recovery, single item recovery, application-based recovery. So it's a unique platform offering multiple services and having a model where you will be defining the licensing, you will be defining the way of selling it, defining your own margin, and so on. Another important feature, it will add the value to your customer to reduce the churn. As I mentioned earlier, your disaster or the worst case scenario for you is the moment one of your customer will call you and say, thank you, I don't want your service anymore. This is the nightmare for any service provider. And we are here to help you to reduce the churn or to reduce this nightmare. How? By offering multiple services. So if, for example, I am selling a customer Office 365, and by default, I forced him to buy my backup. It's part of the bundle. So he is buying my backup and he's using it. And then I'm upselling him and I'm selling him as well a disaster recovery for his workloads, plus secure file sync and share. So for example, he is not satisfied from one service, then he will not be able to drop other services because he is already using it. So the more services you are offering, the more you are keeping the customer sticky to you and you're avoiding the churn. And on top of that, keep in mind that your platform or Acronis cyber cloud platform is flexible in terms of cloud option. So if he doesn't mind having his data in Azure, you will be able to offering this. If he wants to have the data in Amazon, you will be able as well to offering this. And I have seen in my experience many service providers that are offering multiple options and they're letting their customer decide what they want. So if you want to have, for example, your data stored in the cloud of Acronis, in the German data center, or in the French data center, or in the Singaporean one, this is your price. If you want to store your data in our data center in the UAE, or in Saudi, or in Egypt, or in the Levant, in Lebanon, or in Jordan, this is your price. If you want to offer and store the data in Azure or Amazon, this is your price. In my own storage, this is your price as well. In IBM Cloud, this will become your price. So the more option you offer to the customer, the more you keep him sticky to you, and you will avoid the nightmare, which is the churn. Now, another interesting thing for the service provider is that it fits your business model. So it really doesn't matter how is your business model. Selling a cloud service inside the country, on Azure, on Amazon, on AWS, the platform is ready to comply with this. And of course, you can start with zero upfront cost. So with our hosted model, data either in Azure or in Google or in our data center, with the hosted model, you will be able to start the provisioning the service with zero initial investment. So in a couple of mouse clicks, you will be onboarded, you will receive an email, and automatically you will be able to start onboarding your customer within a few mouse clicks. And this is the beauty of this platform. And of course, satisfy your customers because you are not only offering one service, you are offering multiple services, one of the best backup solutions in the market, covering more than 21 platforms with the flexibility to store the data on any cloud. So I will be sharing with you some of the screenshots of the ease of use of this platform. So for example, in terms of tenant management, you can see in the interface how easy you can see and track the consumption of each of your customers. Even you can track their backup history. If the customer as well is charged for professional service, because you can do that, you can charge them for professional services and you will be able to even configure the backup for them. You will be able as well to advise and support and log into their environment and troubleshoot their backup. And this is a unique feature as well for the platform. So as you can see here on the screen, how easy it is to see your customer, identify them, identify their problems, opening and troubleshoot their support tickets. Another way is the ease of use in terms of the offering and services. You will be able, as I said, to offer multiple services like backup, disaster recovery, sync and share, initial seeding, data shipping, and so on. And you can as well create the offering. So I will be offering 5 mobile devices backup. I will be offering him, for example, 500 workstation. I can give him kind of going on top of the 500 with 180 machines. He can back up, for example, 5 virtual machines. I will allow him to store the backup in his own data center. I will forbid him maybe from doing that. So the platform is very flexible in terms of offering. An example of the dashboard, the interface that the customer will receive, so he can as well track his own backups. You have as well the same dashboard from your view as a service provider, where you can track the consumption of your customer, their 7-day backup history, the active alerts, the details of the alerts, the activities, the daily activities, the protected device, which devices are not protected, so maybe you can advise them as well on protecting more devices and so on. So we have made this dashboard very intuitive for the ease of use of the platform. An example of the reports that you can generate as well, or the customer or your customer can generate in order for him to see and track his consumption, see the status of his backups and so on. And the backup and the reports, by the way, are either in Excel or in the comma separated value or even in PDF. An example of white labeling from your side, a service provider, where you can define your logos, colors, theme, email notification, URLs, and make the entire platform branded by your company team. And the ease of integration with other RMM and PSA tools like Hostbill, Flexent, WHMCS, Autotask, and we have our APIs there if you want to create your own web interface, provision your customer by using our open APIs. So you don't need necessarily to go and create your customer. Your customer can just log into a website, fill what he wants. Automatically, the APIs will connect to our APIs and automatically provision the customer with the right quota that he has chosen. Now, I'm going to start talking about each service by itself, focusing on the backup and the disaster recovery and the sync and share and so on. The platform is Acronis Backup Cloud. So what's Acronis Backup Cloud? Acronis Backup Cloud is a powerful and complete backup solution. It supports 20+ platforms. And as you can see, it supports market-leading hypervisor like Hyper-V, VMware, Citrix, Rev, Oracle VM, Nutanix, and any hypervisor. Market-leading clouds like Google, Amazon, and Azure. Market-leading operating system like Linux, Mac, Microsoft, and Oracle. Market-leading applications like Active Directory, Exchange, SQL, SharePoint, Oracle, and others. It supports, of course, Office 365 Mailbox and the full suite, including the OneDrive and the SharePoint Online. It supports backing up Gmail mailboxes, calendar, and contacts. Supports backing up the mobile workforce, so you can back up or offer the backup to customers for their iOS devices and Android devices, and support backing up websites. So as you can see, it's a complete backup solution with the possibility to perform the end-to-end recovery across any platform. And some of the key features. So as we said, it's a complete solution as it supports 21+ platform. Fast in the recovery with the possibility to perform the granular recovery, so single item recovery. I can recover a single email from my Exchange. I can recover single attachment from my Exchange. I can recover single item from my SQL instance. I can recover, for example, single files and folders and so on. I can perform any-to-any migration. And I have, of course, the flexibility in terms of storage. So I can store data in my data center or in my service provider, which I trust, in his data center, or maybe in Azure or Amazon. So any storage is supported by Acronis. Very easy to use interface, very easy and intuitive dashboard, and innovative, which is the most important part. It's innovative. It's not only about a backup solution. It has a protection from ransomware. It has a blockchain integration, and as well encryption and password protection in case your customer wants to encrypt the data. And we offer the AES-256, what we call the government grade or the military grade encryption, to make sure that no one is accessing and reading his data, and comply, of course, with their internal policies. Now, the most important thing, the security feature that is part of your offering, part of the backup, which is the Acronis Active Protection. So Acronis Active Protection, for attendees who don't know what is this feature, so Acronis Active Protection is a proactive defense from ransomware attack. It's a guaranteed proactive defense from ransomware. It comes within your backup agent that will be installed at the customer. And by enabling it, you will make sure that there is no ransomware that can run on the machine. So it's protecting not only the backups, it's protecting as well the live environment. So the moment you enable this feature, or the customer enables this feature, he will be having a guarantee that no ransomware will run on his machine. Additionally, the latest release of the product have added a new security layer, which is protection not only from ransomware, but as well from crypto mining. So Acronis agent can detect any ransomware or crypto mining activity. It will kill it and recover data quickly within the second from the cache, not from only the backup. So it uses artificial intelligence, machine learning, behavioral-based analysis to identify a ransomware behavior or a crypto mining behavior, kill it, and recover from the cache. Most of you will be telling me, okay, what about the new ransomware? That's why I kept on insisting on the word behavior. We do not use signatures. We are not like an antivirus that I need to update myself in order to identify new viruses or new threats. I am working on the behavioral-based analysis. All the ransomwares and the crypto mining have a single behavior. The difference in the ransomware is the way of the attack. After all, the ransomware is to encrypt the data and forbid the customer from accessing his data. This behavior will be tracked by our artificial intelligence and the machine learning. We will be detecting this behavior, kill it automatically, notify your customer, notify you as a service provider there is a suspicious activity running on this particular machine at the customer, kill this process, recover data quickly from the cache. So in a matter of milliseconds, the data will come back to its previous state, and the customer and you will be notified of a suspicious activity happening on this machine. Now, we do support complete Microsoft Office 365 suite, including Exchange Online with a single item recovery, which is Office 365 mailboxes, OneDrive with a single item recovery, and SharePoint with a single item recovery. And this is a unique feature and very valuable to you, especially Office 365 and Microsoft CSP partners, because you will be able to bundle and increase your capacity. I am sure you are having a lot of stress from Microsoft on increasing your Azure consumption. And Acronis here, with this bundle, will be able to achieve this. So you will be able to satisfy Microsoft, and at the same time, or satisfy your face in front of Microsoft, and at the same time, you will be able to satisfy your customer demand by giving them Office 365 along with the backup solution that it's not only a backup, it's a protection from ransomware and a unique solution that covers more than 21 platforms. Now, moving to the second service, which is the Disaster Recovery Cloud. So what's a Disaster Recovery Cloud? It's a turnkey self-service solution that is based on Acronis backup. And I want to really stress on the word that is based on the previous service. Why? Because it's an impressive way for you to add to your service and upsell and even cross-sell. So today, any customer that is on Acronis Backup Cloud and is buying your backup as a service will be able to have disaster recovery as well. So it works along with the backup cloud, and it's built on the backup. So in other terms, you cannot have disaster recovery without having a backup. And this is a fantastic opportunity for you to increase your capacity and at the same time keep the customer sticky to you. Remember this word. the more the customer is sticky to you, the more he subscribes to services, he will not be able to leave you. Because if he's not happy about a service, then he cannot drop the entire services because he has already data stored or backed up or maybe synced and collaborated in another service. And this is the beauty of the platform. So as you can see here, this service goes along with Acronis Backup as a Service or Acronis Backup Cloud via a single agent, single console, single replication, single provisioning, and single backup storage, and single cloud infrastructure. In other terms, you enable the backup on the hosted model, plus you enable the disaster recovery, and voila, the system will be up and running, and you will be able to perform a failover to our data center and fail back to the customer data center. So the customer will be having an all-in-one solution that he will be able to perform the backup of his machine at the same time, at any point of time, perform a failover to our data center and run this backup from our data center. This design is very interesting for technical people. So there is a secure VPN that will stretch the customer infrastructure to our cloud, and the customer, no matter what kind of infrastructure he has, physical servers, virtual machines, virtual servers, application, he will be able to back up and store on our cloud recovery site. Using the secure VPN, he will be stretching the subnet to our data center, and at any point of time, he will be able to perform a failover, and this machine in a couple of seconds will be up and running in our data center, gaining and obtaining the same IP address that the customer has on site. And this is a very intuitive, using a very intuitive interface, which is the same interface as the backup. Again, it is part of the backup. You cannot have a disaster recovery add-on without having a backup in place. And this is a very fantastic opportunity for you to cross-sell and upsell to your customers. Now, the third service that we're going to talk about is Acronis Files Cloud. So what is Acronis Files Cloud? Acronis Files Cloud is the only file access, sync, and share solution that is designed and tailored for service provider. And now it's available for you as well to be able to sell it to your customer. And you can collaborate any kind of device, including iOS mobile devices and tablets, Android devices and tablets, web interfaces and web browsers, Mac or a PC. And using this service, you will be able, or your customers will be able to perform a collaboration or sync and share of their documents within each other or even with a third party. And it supports way rich features like collaborating between different devices. You will be able to perform a full text search capability. You can edit your Office documents and your PDF within the same application on your mobile device. And this is very important for security, what we call in-app modification or application sandboxing. So today, I don't need to have Microsoft Word installed on my phone to open a Word document. This beautiful agent that will be, or application that is installed on my mobile device will be able to open for me any Word document. I can edit it, change it within the application. So no caching, no need to compromise my security. It protects against data loss with document versioning, and as well, it will be able to meet your data governance regulations. So the data will be fully controlled. You will have full audit logs about who is accessing this file, who deleted this file, and so on. So you have a complete history. Now, some of the new features that are added to our Acronis Cyber Cloud platform, which is on 7.9 at the moment, and I'm going to go quickly through them. So as I said, we have introduced G Suite backup, so we'll be able to back up the entire Google Suite. We have added a very interesting security feature on top of the protection from ransomware. So now your backup as a service with Acronis will be able to detect as well the crypto mining. And we have changed the name to Acronis Cyber Cloud instead of Acronis Data Cloud, because now we are starting to add security features into the product and give you one single offering from Acronis. So what is the G Suite backup? Some snapshots that will help you to understand it better. So with Acronis Cyber Cloud, you will be able to back up your emails on Google Suite, your Gmail accounts, with a single item recovery, of course. So you'll be able to recover a single item. You can perform a search across all your previous emails. You can download attachments and so on. You can back up as well and recover in single second by doing a search across your Google Drive, your contacts, calendar, and even mailboxes. as you can see in here. You can as well back up your Google Drive and recover single item with a search capability as well in your Google Drive. And additionally, you will be able to notarize your Google Drive. So you will be able to verify that the data inside my Google Drive is still authentic since the day I put it on my Google Drive. So no one has accessed my Google Drive, modified the data, and what I am, for example, using or showing or presenting to my customers, or even the customers are presenting to their own retail business or their customers, data that is not been or is not authentic anymore. And this is a very unique feature that will help you as well to sell the product. So today I can issue a certificate that this file on my Google Drive is still authentic since the day I stored it on my Google Drive. You will be able to recover a single item from your calendar as well. And this is the example. So you can recover to the same location, to another location, to another mailbox, and so on, or you can even download it. Now, one of the last slides, why do you need to partner with Acronis? So like some key points why you need to partner with Acronis. The first important thing is the white labeling and branding. So you will be able, in few mouse clicks, put your own logos, colors, email notification, URL, and so on, and make the entire platform branded by your company. You can offer a free 30-day trial to your customer, or even you can try it through Ingram with a 30 days free trial period. Co-marketing initiatives, we will always be helping you with the marketing. We will share with you collaterals and marketing documents, fully white labeled, so you can put your logos on it, like data sheets, PowerPoints, presentations, and so on. Regular communications. With Acronis, you will always be updated about the latest releases, what's new in the coming releases, and we do continuously training for your team. Zero investment, especially if you're going with our hosted model, you don't need to invest at all in anything. You will be able to onboard and start onboarding a customer in few mouse clicks. Technical support, you will be trained as well to provide support to your customer, and at the same time, we will be training you and certifying you to be able to support your customer, and we will be your backbone in supporting you in front of your customers. Sales support, we, along with our distributor or cloud distributor Ingram, will be able to help you selling these services along with your current offering. Sales tools and collateral that will be available on your partner portal, so you will be able to download all the PowerPoint, all the data sheets, and as I said earlier, they are fully white labeled, so you will be able to put your logos and colors on it. Professional service from Acronis in case you need any help in setting up your platform, especially if you need to build your own platform in your own data center. We will be your technical hand providing professional service for you to build the platform. And the last but not least, the training and the certifications. We are continuously doing every quarter trainings for your team, technical trainings and certifications for your team to be able to support your customers, how to read the logs, how to troubleshoot, how to configure, how to maintain, how to manage, and so on. Now, if you would help me, there is on the right side of the screen a Q&A tab. If you don't mind, if you have any question, please feel free to ask me any question. I am here to help you answering them.
Thank you, Maher. That was very interesting sessions. So I believe our attendees will have a lot of questions. So yes, if you can drop it in the Q&A, we will be answering it very soon. So we have someone saying thank you. All right. Thank you too for attending this session. And for those of you who doesn't know me, I'm Aziz, business vendor manager for Meta, responsible for Acronis. All right, so we have a questions. Let me read it out, Maher, and then you can take care of the answer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I please have a data sheet comparing Veeam and Acronis? Yes, we can share that with you.
Yes, absolutely. We on the partner portal as well, we do have competitive or what we call battle cards. But at the same time, I want you to understand that we are not here to compete with Veeam, because what we offer is something that Veeam or any other data protection vendor is not being able to offer. Again, you are not only selling a backup like any other vendor or like Veeam. You are selling backup, you are selling protection from ransomware, you are selling disaster recovery, sync and share. So you're offering a complete platform that will help you to upsell and cross-sell into your current offering model. All right, so we have the backup part only that compare with Veeam, but keep in mind, Acronis is not to be compared to Veeam, because what we offer is something that Veeam cannot offer, or at least do not offer.
Okay. So someone asks if there are any plans to have Acronis data center located in Middle East.
Yes, we are in talks with some big service providers to have it in the Middle East. However, keep in mind the flexibility of the platform will allow you to set up your storage. So you can be our data center in the Middle East. Any one of you can be our data center in the Middle East by simply going with a hybrid model and building your own storage. So your cloud will be inside your own data center. Or for example, you can go with Azure, which is already Microsoft Azure is available in the Middle East. You got my point. So our platform is very flexible, so you can choose where the storage is. So if you don't have the feasibility to have storage in your data center, or for example, you don't have a data center and you don't want to have or to use our data center, which is outside, for example, the Middle East, you can check if the public cloud like Microsoft, who already have a presence in the Middle East, AWS as well, that have Alibaba has as well, and other public clouds. All of them, I believe, they have their own data center, and you can use their data center as a cloud storage for you.
Okay.
Okay. How we can manage or troubleshoot the errors? Okay. So you will be continuously trained every quarter. Your technical team will be trained on how to identify and read the logs and the errors. And after the training, there is a certification as well. So this will help you to understand and troubleshoot. What is the difference with Veeam Cloud Connect and Acronis Cloud in backup and terms? All right, so this is a very important point, and thank you for raising it. So Veeam Cloud Connect is not a backup as a service, and I will tell you why. So today, in order for you to enable Veeam Cloud Connect, you need to have two components up and running. First, you as a service provider, you have to have the technology based on Veeam, and at the same time, your customer must have Veeam in place. So look at the investment that is needed from your side, and at the same time, look at the investment that is needed from your customer side. While in Acronis, you can start with zero investment from both sides. So the customer, you're gonna tell the customer, my customer, my favorite customer, drop everything that you have on-prem. You don't need even a backup server. Right? You don't need to have licenses in place. And at the same time, look at the disadvantage of a Cloud Connect. So Cloud Connect today, if the customer will simply disconnect his internet from reaching out to you, or his connection between his environment and you as a service provider, you will not be able to control what he's doing. So today, if you're offering a service, and I keep on saying it on every webinar we do or every training, on-site training we do, if any of you guys who is providing a service and you do not have complete control over your service, meaning that you don't know what your customer is doing, then I am sorry, this is not a service, and just drop it. So you are a service provider. So how come you can sell a service that you don't have control over it? And with Cloud Connect, you don't have control what the customer is doing, because he simply can disconnect himself from the internet, preventing you from seeing his environment, and he can do whatever he wants because he's an owner of these Veeam licenses. So you cannot even, or you don't have the right to tell him what he's doing because he owns these licenses. So this is what I'm talking about here. While with Acronis, the moment he tries to play funny, or let's say to do anything or disconnect himself, he will lose a complete service. So by Acronis, you have complete control of your customer, and this is what you need as a service provider. I hope I answered your questions.
Okay, we have one more question, which is I love the most. What is the difference between Office 365 protection, and why should I go with Acronis?
Absolutely. So as you already aware, Office 365 comes in different tiers, right? So you can subscribe to different tiers. Some of the tiers, Microsoft is not offering a backup at all. And your customer wants to comply with their own regular policies. And at the same time, this legal hold is not a backup. Microsoft is not backing up your data. They will tell you that from day one, the moment you sign, that I'm not protecting your data. I will be replicating your data to another data center. And whenever you're gonna delete, it's gonna be deleted. And the legal hold is only for 90 days. What if your customer wants more than that? What if the customer wants 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, especially government institution or semi-government institution or even banks? What if they want more than 5 years? What would you do in that case? And don't think about this only. What is the difference between Office 365 backup and your backup? Don't think from this way. Think how you can increase your capacity. So you have to convince him of going with a backup solution, because you will not be providing only a backup for Office 365. You will be as well providing a backup for his entire environment and protection from ransomware attacks. and crypto mining attacks. This is the key point, and this is how you should start thinking in order for you to grow your consumption and let your customer be happy. And again, if the customer today had one single issue with Office 365, he will come back to you and might drop from you. Or if he gets, for example, a better price from another CSP model or CSP partner, he might drop you and go with the other CSP. So how you keep him sticky? You offer him more services. You offer him more services that he is subscribed with, and he will not be able to leave you.
Well, all right. So we have one more question from Jack. He's asking about the training. Is it going to be online or in a classroom? So
okay. So the training for the service provider is an online training that stretches across 3 days for the technical people in order to be able to understand the logs, how to troubleshoot, and so on. All right, so it's a web session done by our academy trainers at Acronis.
Okay.
And there is a recording. There is a recording, by the way, as well, so you can keep the recording for yourself in the future.
Yeah, of course. To confirm that all the material will be shared in email after this session is ending, with the recording, with the details of my contacts, Maher as well, and you can get in touch very soon. So one more question from our team. She's saying, Sashni from our South Africa team, she's asking about if you mentioned that we can use data centers anywhere. If we are using data center outside of South Africa, then we are not GDPR compliant.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Okay, great. So why not having your own data center? Or why not relying on any other service provider that is selling already data cloud? And we have tons of these service providers in South Africa, trust me. I was covering South Africa for a while, and I'm still having a little bit of knowledge about the market. So either you can go with another service provider, or you can build your own data center by only having a storage in place. This storage can be your data center, or can be any S3 storage on any of the big service providers, like, for example, Internet Solutions or any other service provider in the country.
Okay, thank you very much. So I believe that's it for the questions. If you want to add anything, Maher, that's it for today. Thank you so much. Thanks everyone for attending the sessions. We have one more question. Any support for Oracle database itself?
Yes, on our next release, you will be able to have an Oracle agent that will be able to recover a table, even up to the table space in Oracle. And this is a very good release and a very good feature, especially to start targeting even enterprise customer, not only small and up to the medium size. You will be able to target as well enterprise grade customers.
Interesting. All right, so we have 2 minutes left. Anyone has any other questions? Well, I guess that's it. All right. Keep in touch. We'll send you everything. And yes.
Thank you so much for attending. Should you have any question, please feel free to contact Aziz or contact me at any time. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Maher. Yeah, you too. Thank you, guys. See you soon. Bye.